Is everything okay in the world today?
Oh, is everything okay in the world today? Um, no. I mean, I look at, adorable kittens and think, well, I'm here in my warm apartment even though it's going to rain out, and I'm very lucky. I get to sit here and talk to you. But no, I don't understand what's going on in the world today. Even in America, which is a good little country, big country, it's really gone astray, I think. I like the Founding Fathers. I like their style. I like democracy. I don't like enforcing it on the rest of the world. And I don't like bureaucracy. It was never meant to be there. I mean, even if you just look at how taxes came to be and like tax law through the country and why that is, and rushes on banks and the territorialism of everything. It's such a recent history to have gone so wrong so fast.
How do we fix those problems?
Revolution. I'm all for revolution. And not for anarchy, not for, anything like that. But I mean, it's not a country for and by the people anymore. It's not for it and it's not by it. It's a group of guys in Washington, D.C. and a lot of big businessmen, as far as I can tell. I mean, when the Founding Fathers set up America, I don't think they could conceive of how big it was going to become. When it was just a series of little states along the eastern, it were huge, and now we have all this technology, and to reach everybody requires so much money to go out on TV and to market yourself like that. You can't do it without asking for money from all these other people, and once you've taken that money, now you're already kind of, maybe corrupted isn't the right word, but you have responsibilities now to this group of people that's funding you, but you're already compromised, is maybe the word I'm looking for. And I don't see any other way around that, honestly. The system that we have, it just is what it is now, and we've got this polarized two-party system, which is never what anybody intended either. The Founding Fathers said that there should be a revolution every 20 to 30 years. And when's our last revolution,
Is it possible to have a non-violent revolution?
Yeah, I think that's the ideal revolution. To go back to Socrates, he always said if we think that what our country is doing unjust, we need to convince it otherwise by the strength of our ideas alone. I think the only trouble there now is that ideas have no cash value. I think two things, okay? I think that in order to have a revolution, things have to get even worse than they already are, because it's not worth it for most people to risk their lives and their comfort and that of their family and their friends if they can still get by. And I think it takes a really charismatic, intelligent individual who's not a party to anything to lead a revolution that can actually get the support of that many dissatisfied people. And I don't know what it's going to take to bring that circumstance around, but I think that if it did happen, it's possible to have a nonviolent revolution. I mean, I don't know. My allegiances have always been like in the tree hugger rock and roll variety. I don't eat meat, and I'd hug a tree, and I'm certainly liberal, and I support, people's right to live their own lives, I sort of feel like live and let live, and they say your right stops where the other person's nose begins, Sure, I like that. I wish that was it. I wish there weren't nuclear armaments around. I wish there weren't evil dictators, and honestly, I don't know what to do when confronted with things like that. Do you think, can you only stop them by force? Is that right? Or isn't it? I don't know.
Why should people vote?
Why should people vote? Because that's the only way it works, you know? And if everybody doesn't turn out to vote because they say my vote doesn't matter, and nobody voted, and it didn't matter, you know? It's like when everybody went, oh, I don't want to waste my vote on Nader, you know? Like, these things matter. It does matter. And I know that we've had shady elections lately in the presidential race, but it's coming up. We have to vote. It's our civic duty. It makes me mad that it's become taboo to talk about politics anymore. That it's become like an issue of contention rather than discussion, which is what it used to be. People used to carry around, you know, the Constitution with them to debate it. We don't do that anymore. It's like gross polarized, you know?
What's wrong with the two-party system?
Because it means that there's a winner and a loser. It means that I can just side with my side and I don't have to think independently about every subject. I can be lazy about it. I can say, well, I'm a liberal Democrat and liberal Democrats believe all of these things. So I don't have to be informed about all of those things. I can just side with them because that's my side. That's my team. My team's gonna win. My team's better than your team. And all the conservative Republicans are going, you fools! These are the things that, and I don't have to look at any of them because my side said. And they've just become monsters, you know? They might as well be football teams. I mean, you don't have to think about any of it. You just go, well, I like them because I like them. Which is, I mean, I guess fine, but it's not a basis for your whole government. I don't know, I think we probably get fed on both sides. We must. Because they both have, like, interests in it, you know? But at the end, I think everybody's just so result-oriented that we get a lot of things thrown at us before anybody can actually say whether that's real or not. You know, like, genetically modified things and what's that? No, we don't know if eggs are good or bad for us. Salt, you know. Did they just say that, like, eating a strip of bacon is worse than smoking a pack of cigarettes or something? We don't know. We go back and forth. And I look at the past 100 years of our history. No, 50. No, 30, you know. Like, in my lifetime, the internet has come to be. When I was a kid, we had a rotary phone. You know, nobody had a cell phone. I remember our first CD player. Everything's changed so much. And it's so easy to hide anything. You know, that whole wag the dog thing. How are we ever supposed to know? You know, it could all be bullshit. It could all be in the Truman Show. You know, maybe none of it's real.
What's the media trying to do to us?
I've always sort of felt like their perception, at least, is of us as, you know, sheep or lemmings, you know. It's such a powerful tool, you know, the television, the news outlets and the internet, and it's so easy to spread things. It's a shame that when it's so easy to get people all riled up about an issue that we can't actually form a real cause for good. But I think that, I think we're being spoon-fed absolute opinions so that we don't have to think about it. And I don't think that they do that malevolently. I think they do it because they don't think that we will take the time. Because everything moves so fast now. If I actually pay attention to how fast a screen is changing its shots, I mean, how many times in a second or every few seconds? It's wild that we're processing all of this. It's remarkable what the mind can do. But I think they think, oh, well, we don't really have time for a roundtable discussion of this, so most major news outlets are saying, this is the story, this is what's true, and that's it. This guy said it, and I think he's right, you know. In some effort to organize a massive and diverse nation and world, you know. But here in America, we don't spend a whole lot of time on world news unless it concerns us.